What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Ross the Boss coming at you with an all-new Let's Play Europa Universalis 4. We just got a separate piece with Mali. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get the exact provinces that we wanted, but of course we did crush them down just a little bit. We're going to try to go ahead and vassalize all of Timbuktu. That way we will save a lot of administrative power. We are running out of manpower as it appears. It might be in our best interest to start sieging down Timbuktu and not necessarily worrying about Katsina, at least for the time being. They did take over quite a few provinces. And of course, we have 52,000 troops taking attrition. They do have a leader, which is quite nice. We're going to have to send some units down to Chakwi as well. Now, I think one of my biggest priorities is, don't get me wrong, having administrative power is certainly quite nice. But if I had a very cheap theologian, that could be nice as well. Let's go ahead, add some sort of general here. A very, very weak one at that. And making our way up to this fortress, Calais. We still have to deal with these Flemish separatists. And of course, we are losing manpower. The longer this war ticks on, I would like to go ahead and grant a few more provinces to Degerit over here, possibly giving them access to the coast in time. Hopefully we don't see any other uprisings. Looks like Ouija and Figwig might be our next provinces uprising. And looks like we are taking down a variety of territory once again. About to carpet siege Timbuktu. We'll move you here, and you right here. And you know what? We are absolutely going to need some sort of master recruiter. So we're going to spend a little bit of money for the time being. And we really want to get more manpower. It's going to be one of our highest priorities. Of course, we could go ahead and call a diet, giving us some loyalty, bring us up to manpower recovery speed 20%. And if we get a master recruiter, that would be quite nice as well. And we still have an army organizer. We are trying to get somebody very cheap but very effective. Let's send one of our colonists to this very small island. Only 3 development, but that's fine. And how close are we to getting a master recruiter? Still nowhere near. This is a quartermaster. You know, I could send some of these troops to try to help out. We're going to lose some trade power, which is fine. You know, a little unfortunate. But, you know, you have to deal with the cards you're dealt. How is our master recruiter coming? We are gaining 1,100 manpower every single month. And some discipline isn't bad. That's a very good advisor to have. Still don't need a quartermaster. This one is getting a lot more expensive. Now, I wonder, because we're lacking so much manpower, I might have to go ahead, take allow usury away. You know what? I think I'm going to remove adult baptism. You know, and we are going to get manpower recovery speed plus 10%. That way, we now have 1,226 manpower every single month, compared to previously having about 880. I really want a master recruiter, and we are spending so much money trying to find one. Let's get you to retreat a little bit, at least for the time being. And here we go. Exactly what I was looking for. Now we are making 1,321 manpower every single month, which is absolutely amazing. Should be taking away our horrible, horrible war score here very shortly. Now, I would like to get some sort of separate piece from Katsina, which, of course, if we destroy them now, it should be granting us that. Okay, how is our separate piece coming? -9 reasons. It was -9 just a second ago, even though we won a war. Bring you here. Let's bring some of these men down this direction. Now, we are missing 9,928 men, but of course, every month that goes by, we're going to be gaining about 1,300. So that is quite nice. We're still going to have to deal with these rebels very shortly. It might be in our best interest to start sieging down that province. And Timbuktu would like some sort of separate peace. Our king has finally died. We now have a sinner. We just can't win. I'm going to need another heir. And you know what? I absolutely am going to need some sort of theologian as well. I guess we'll see what happens. We have a lot of uprisings that don't need to be here. -5 reasons for a separate peace. I may start to siege down some of their territory. That way it'll come quite quicker. Or very much more faster. Ha! I gotta work on my English here. Very much more faster. About to have another massive battle is what it appears. And where are... Oh my goodness, look at all of these uprisings. I need my emperor to die. That's my issue, but I don't have any heirs. Of course, once I take over Timbuktu, force them to be my religion, that should be a little bit easier to get manage. I could also raise additional levies. Don't think I want to do that, though. What I absolutely need is some sort of theologian. Inquisitor, theologian, here we are. Now we have less unrest, which is very nice. We don't have to deal with them. Katsina still nowhere near. I mean, they are getting closer and closer to our separate peace. But we might have to strike them down. And it would be quite nice to get bookkeeping. Not having to pay as much in, you know, interest. I just want this battle to end. You know, it would be quite nice to take over all of Timbuktu, but I don't want to have to deal with all of these rebels. And here we are, taking over a lot of Katsina, crushing the opposition. Okay, now we still are not able. No matter how many battles we win, you know, it would have been a lot easier for us to siege down their territory. Missing 5,300 men. Our inflation is going up once again. It's not what I like to see. Let's begin fabricating another claim on Kilwa. Let's go for their actual province themselves. Their capital. And Siak here, we will fabricate a claim on Jambi. And if everything goes according to plan, in one more turn, we should be able to finally get our separate peace with Katsina. And I'm curious if Katsina is going to be joining the coalition as well. But of course, Ferrara will dissipate in time. And of course, Naples they're not going to be joining anytime soon. Or leaving anytime soon. The Papal State still exists. Okay, now, finally have our separate peace. We are now going to vassalize Timbuktu and end this massive, massive war. If we can, we're going to convert religion of Timbuktu, which of course won't happen for quite some time. We're going to get a royal marriage and hopefully another heir as soon as we can. Okay, I could Spanish vassal. This is going to give me 68 aggressive expansion. Mali, Songhai, Katsina now will join the coalition, but that is fine. Going to take all of your income. And here we are. We now have a new vassal that absolutely hates me, but that's fine. Everybody in the world seems to hate me right now. But it is going to be nice having some sort. Tunisia's joined the military coalition. A lot of countries are. Spanish particularists are about to uprise in a variety of provinces, but I don't know where they are. Maguindano. And it is primarily because we are converting you to the one true religion. I think I am going to cancel this for the time being. Improve your autonomy, only because I don't want to have to deal with you. Taglock Butunona. So most likely all of these areas. 2 unrest, 2 unrest. I don't think we're going to be able to, bring you to the correct amount, the uprising. 0, 2, 2. We're looking for one more. Butuna, Taglock. It's probably this island to the west. Nias. I'm guessing this is you. Naples has joined in. Morocco. Ay. This is going to be very dangerous. Yep, here's Nias as well. You know what? We have... I hate this so much. I'm just going to cede you to the Netherlands. That way, I don't constantly get that, I obviously didn't have the manpower to take it over. And I keep getting bothered with that uprising. I must have been uprising 5 or 6 times this entire game. I really don't want to have to deal with these uprisings, but there's really nothing I can do. And as soon as we get our manpower back, we are going to go ahead and declare a war. Let's go ahead and, improve our relations with Timbuktu. We force vassalize them, and of course our aggressive expansion is quite high. We are going to convert Nias to Protestantism, which of course will drop the amount of territories that Nias should go down. Here we are. Still at 90%. But of course now you can join the trade company. And let's unlock the cathedral, gaining us some missionary strength wherever we need it. Navarra gaining local defensiveness for the rest of the game. Very soon, we should have killing grounds, which will give us some very powerful cannons. And I really would love to have some sort of new heir. This emperor isn't cutting it for me, at least for the time being. Now, it looks like if we click Spain, have a lot of countries left the coalition against me. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. Diplomacy. That is very, very odd. It looks like the only countries that are in a coalition is Ferrara and Spain. Oh, wait, that's dumb. Portugal. Well, I think my entire plan now will most likely be to get some manpower back. I would like to take over Mali, but that's not going to happen. If I took over and vassalized Congo, you know, I'd finally have all of this territory and I'd never have to deal with it. Where do I stand? Obviously, taking over Portugal could be quite nice. Taking over Ferrara could be quite nice as well. Or finally, taking over Morocco. You know what? I think I'm going to go after Morocco. Once Tunisia joins in, we should be able to take over and cede some provinces to Djerid. And you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. Let's gather our men near the Moroccan border. We should still have some sort of claim, and knowing me, it's probably gone. Go figure. Alright, let's fabricate one more claim on Kilwa. Mzimbaba. And recall you. 52 days. Once we have enough power, we'll begin vassalizing Morocco. And of course, we are going to cede some territory to Djerid, most likely, you know, 2 or 3 provinces here on the peninsula. And we now have killing grounds, powerful cannons. The House of de Valencia. We now have a new heir, but he's very, very garbage. We're going to have to do everything we can to kill him. One of our colonies is finished up. Let's go ahead, seek support of the clergy, demand administrative power, grant monopoly charters. I'm going to ask for contribution and demand diplomatic support. I do want to go ahead and demand military support, but I realize they'll hate me, but I'm going to do it anyway. Repay one of my loans. I'm going to get a very cheap advisor, most likely a trader. That way our income can drastically improve. Spanish particularists inside Taglock and Batunin, however you pronounce it. We have the ability to finally invest in merchantmen, which is going to be quite nice as well. Royal marriage from Austria. Looks like Tuscany is growing quite powerful. And it never looks like, it didn't look like I ever purchased my Bastion. Certainly going to do that. Only because France or whomever decides to attack, you know, they're not going to be able, manufactories. You know, they're going to have to take over this mountainous province, which of course will give me a very powerful position to take out whoever I can. I'm a little worried that these, you know, uprisings are going to happen very soon. But I think for the time being, let's mothball our forts, try to repay this last loan, making 54 ducats every single month. And we are going to begin fabricating on Morocco, building up our spy network, converting provinces where we can. And as soon as Timbuktu likes me, which won't be for quite some time, we'll go ahead and we will force them to change religions. And we now finally have the ability to walk all the way up from, you know, southern France down to western Africa, which is quite nice. I don't think we need this castle here. Well, who knows? It might have been a good idea. Don't think we really need these either. Trying to save a little bit of income. Now, we do have a lot of manpower now. My entire goal will be to pay off this last debt, but I think our best option could be to take over a little bit more territory. Are we ahead of the game in administrative power? Looks like we're about to be. And we now have the absolute monarchy, which I am going to take for sure. Let's go into our government map mode, change our feudal monarchy to absolute monarchy, giving us -1 unrest and, of course, some discipline. Now, we are going to need a lot of administrative power until that finally comes to fruition. But it is nice to see us finally ahead of time in our administrative technology and our military technology. We are lacking inside our diplomatic powers, but that is fine. And because we're behind, it would probably make sense to, you know, get some sort of, you know, diplomat, recruit a minister. That way, you know, we're getting a very, very cheap... I said diplomat, but I believe it was statesman. No, looks like it is diplomat. We are still eagerly awaiting the Spanish particularists. I'm hoping that they don't arise. But as soon as we can, we are going to improve the autonomy, which won't be for quite some time. And we do have 2 free colonists. Might as well send one here and one here. I really need a lot of things. You know, if I had aristocratic ideas, I would have another diplomat, which could be very nice indeed. You know, I'd have more manpower for the rest of the game. I'd have better generals. I'd have more generals. I just don't know. But of course, having humanism ideas would mean we would not have to deal with all of these uprisings. Taglock here is being converted. Well, you know, maybe it'll be done in time. We have certainly going to lose income. I don't want to lose stability. Alright, well, looks like I am going to go ahead in this episode here. As always, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you in our next adventure.